Hello lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Anna, hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Jill Chin was spotted walking along the sunlit shoreline, her feet tracing delicate patterns in the warm sand. She smiled softly as she glanced back, seeing Romeo catching up to her, holding two fresh coconuts. The chemistry between them was undeniable. A gentle breeze fluttered Jill's sundress as she reached for the drink and bumped shoulders with Romeo, laughing. Whispers among other contestants had already begun. The two had been spending every morning together. It wasn't just about beach dates. There were real conversations, long eye contact, and shared silences that said more than words ever could. The previous night, they were seen under the stars, wrapped in a blanket, away from the cameras. Their silhouettes danced in the flicker of tiki torches as they whispered secrets and dreams. Jill leaned her head against Romeo's shoulder, and the two watched the waves roll in. Jill, known for her quirky humor and quick wit, had opened up to a new side of herself. She spoke about her fears, how love had once felt like a battlefield, filled with uncertainty and heartbreak. Romeo, always composed, shared his own story. A past of misread signals, missed chances, and a longing to be understood. On day 6 of the shoot, producers noticed the shift. Jill no longer lingered near the fire pit with others. Romeo wasn't mingling either. They were drawn to each other like gravity, quietly exiting conversations to find each other's gaze. That afternoon, while the others played beach volleyball, Romeo and Jill were seen painting seashells. She chose vibrant colors, pinks and turquoise. He opted for softer tones, earthy browns and calm blues. When they finished, Jill wrote his name on hers. Romeo wrote hers too. Their connection hadn't gone unnoticed by the others. Brittany pulled Genevieve aside and whispered, "I think they're falling hard. Like fast." Genevieve nodded. "And it's kind of beautiful." At dinner that night, Jill wore a flowing coral dress. Romeo wore a white linen shirt, slightly wrinkled, just enough to look effortlessly charming. They sat beside each other, knees brushing, laughter spilling out effortlessly. When the mariachi band arrived, Romeo reached out his hand. "Dance with me." Jill blushed and nodded. The dance was slow, awkward at first, but soon they found rhythm. Romeo spun her once, and she stumbled into his chest, both laughing. But as the song reached its end, they stood still, foreheads touching. In that moment, nothing else existed. The next morning, Jill journaled at sunrise. Romeo brought her coffee, 2 sugars, oat milk, just how she liked it. They sat in silence, watching the horizon. "Have you ever been in love?" Jill asked quietly. Romeo looked at her, his expression soft. "Maybe now," he replied. By the end of week 1, Jill and Romeo had become the couple everyone was watching. Not for drama, not for chaos, but for the kind of quiet connection that feels rare in paradise. The kind that builds slowly and stays. On day 9, a twist arrived. A new contestant entered, Alyssa. Confident, radiant, and instantly drawn to Romeo. She pulled him aside within minutes. Jill watched, her lips pressed together, fingers fidgeting with her bracelet. Romeo was kind but clear. "I've made a connection with someone," he said. Alyssa nodded, understanding. But the tension hung in the air. Jill later admitted to Kate, "I didn't realize I was this nervous until she showed up." That night, Romeo reassured her, "You don't have to worry. I'm not interested in exploring something else." Jill smiled. "That's a first," she joked. But her eyes glistened with relief. As the rose ceremony approached, speculation buzzed. Would Romeo give Jill his rose again? The answer was obvious. But in Bachelor Nation, nothing is ever guaranteed. When the moment came, Romeo stood tall, rose in hand. "From the first day, you made me feel calm, safe, and understood. I want to keep building this if you'll let me." Jill smiled wide, stepped forward, and took the rose. As they embraced, the crowd clapped, some visibly touched. It was the kind of moment paradise is supposed to deliver, but rarely does. Every Bachelor in Paradise season is packed with excitement, and during season 8, fans are watching Jill Chin, Romeo Alexander, and Kira Mengistu's love triangle drama unfold. The series returned on September 27th, giving fans the chance to see an array of dynamics develop between bachelors and bachelorettes. Audiences got a taste of the startling content in the very first episode of the show, when Jill and Kira had a heated argument. When contestants arrive to film Bachelor in Paradise, there is a good chance that they have some history with other cast members. Off-screen, they may also have interacted with other The Bachelor franchise stars. This season, Jill and Kira shared their history with Romeo. When Kira appeared on BIP Season 8, she decided to be Romeo's partner. On the other hand, Romeo and Jill had already planned to be together on Bachelor in Paradise. This sparked a feud between Jill and Kira. Jill revealed on Us Weekly's Bachelor franchise-themed Here for the Right Reasons podcast that she had a hard time watching the BIP episodes. She said, "I don't think I've been able to catch a break." When Romeo arrived during BIP Season 8, he was already planning to approach Jill. He felt a strong connection with her. However, he was afraid that Kira would make things uncomfortable. Jill and Kira knew each other from Clayton Echard's The Bachelor season, and they shared an exceptional bond on that show. Jill revealed that she was in New York with Kira when the duo met Romeo. Jill and Romeo shared a unique bond that was more than a friendship. Jill disclosed that she was not very interested in Romeo at first. Slowly, the duo developed more of a flirty friendship. When the duo appeared on Bachelor in Paradise, Romeo confessed that he had feelings for Jill and also shared a major revelation. He told Jill about his intimate moment with Kira in a club pre-Paradise. After hearing this, Jill was a little taken aback and confronted Romeo. She said on the show, "I didn't know a lot of things were happening in your life. I just wish I had a little more insight on what was going on." When Jill and Romeo tried to avoid Kira so they could enjoy their time together, Kira barged in. After all of this, Jill avoided Kira, but Romeo opened up about caring for Jill and explained the situation to Kira. Eventually, Kira became offended by Romeo's confession, and rather than having a mature conversation with him, she chose to have a one-on-one with Jill. The women had a heated argument on the beach, and Kira accused Jill of slut-shaming her as they clashed. It appears that Kira lost her chance to partner with Romeo, as he chose to give his rose to Jill. However, Kira failed to receive a rose, which meant that her Bachelor in Paradise journey was over. However, viewers enjoyed the first love triangle feud, which took place when contestants were just hitting the beach. All in all, Bachelor in Paradise audiences should keep watching, as many confrontations, brewing romances, and love triangles may add drama to upcoming episodes. Former contestant on The Bachelor Jill Chin celebrated Asian American and Pacific Islander AAPI Heritage Month this May by sharing her family's compelling story and explaining what Bachelor Nation fans can do to support to the AAPI community. Earlier this year, Jill, a 26-year-old architectural historian from Scituate, Rhode Island, was a contestant on Clayton Echard's season of The Bachelor. She joined the cast of the show because she was tired of being the only single one in her group of friends and wanted to find a man who had a kind heart and who was emotionally mature. Although Jill did not have much of a connection with Clayton, she made quite an impression on Bachelor Nation. Her limo entrance on The Bachelor was one of the most memorable, as she jokingly presented Clayton with an urn of her ex-boyfriend's ashes. In a season full of drama among the women, Jill mostly tried to stay out of it, and was not known as one of the prominent instigators such as Cassidy Timbrooks, Shanae Ankney, and Mara Great. Jill was eliminated in week 4 of the competition, and Clayton found love with his current girlfriend, Susie Evans. In an interview with Bachelor Nation, Jill discussed why it is so important to support the AAPI community during AAPI Heritage Month, and shared her family's history. Jill said that AAPI Heritage Month is a time to educate people on the complex history of Asian and Pacific Islanders in the U.S. and celebrate the incredible accomplishments of fellow AAPI. Jill said that she is so proud of her grandfather, Ye, for immigrating to the U.S., serving in World War II to fight for our country and the freedom he was seeking, raising a family of 11 children, and truly exemplifying the American dream. When asked if there were any prominent AAPI leaders or mentors who inspired her while she was growing up, former Bachelor contestant Jill named figure skater Michelle Kwan as someone she has always looked up to. She said that seeing an Asian American represent the United States on the Olympic stage really inspired her to follow her own dreams. After her time on Clayton Echard's season of The Bachelor, Jill became a member of the AAPI community that other people can look up to. When asked what that means to her, Jill said, "It is such an honor to be able to represent the Asian community and show young women and girls that they are beautiful, strong, and worthy of love and respect." Jill went on to say that Bachelor Nation fans can support the AAPI community during AAPI Heritage Month and all year long in many ways. She suggested that they could support their local Asian-run businesses, learn about Asian history, and engage with AAPI friends to gain a deeper insight on their lives and their culture. Bachelor in Paradise star Jill Chin has confirmed her breakup from Jacob Rapini just days after the hard launch of their relationship on Instagram. Jill and Jacob were one of the most unexpected couples of Bachelor in Paradise Season 8, but their quirky connection had many viewers rooting for their success. After the couple enjoyed a lighthearted and laughter-filled date together, it appeared that their relationship really may have potential. Ultimately, Jacob admitted that his feelings were stronger for Kate Gallivan, and Jill left the beach heartbroken. During the Bachelor in Paradise reunion episode, fans watched as Jacob confessed that he regretted his decision and then asked Jill for a second chance. She agreed, and Jacob soon hard-launched their relationship in a heartfelt post on Instagram. Less than 2 weeks after Jacob's post, Jill appeared on the Clickbait with Bachelor Nation podcast and confirmed that they have already broken up. She stated during the podcast that a relationship needs communication and trust, and we had neither of those things. Jacob has yet to take down his Instagram post, further cementing Jill's claim that she was the one who ended things this time. While she made it clear during the podcast that she no longer has any interest in pursuing Jacob, Jill thinks that, in the future, he could be a good partner to somebody if he puts in the work. Before entering into a relationship with Jacob, Jill had her eyes set on Romeo Alexander, a contestant from Michelle Young's season of The Bachelorette who was eliminated in Week 4. Although Jill and Romeo had already planned on pursuing each other before coming to Paradise, Jill's friend, Kira Mengistu, decided she also had interest in pursuing Romeo. This resulted in a drama-filled love triangle between the contestants, although Jill did come out on top with Romeo's rose. She made it clear when accepting it that she was no longer interested in pursuing Romeo. Jill and Jacob as a potential pair came as a total surprise, as viewers had just watched both parties struggle to make a connection on the beach. While Jill decided not to give Romeo another chance, Jacob had also been unsuccessfully trying to connect with Lace Morris. After Jill and Jacob spoke at a cocktail party, they had the opportunity to go on a date where they unleashed the wild side of themselves. The pair's naked full moon date wasn't enough to take their connection through the end of Paradise, and despite Jacob and Jill's already complex relationship timeline, most viewers believed their relationship was over for good when Jill elected to leave the beach. Jill was a very controversial character on Bachelor in Paradise this year. She brought laughs for some fans, and just awkwardness for others. Some fans left comments on social media throughout the season calling for Jill to leave the beach, while others applauded her vulnerability. Jill probably struggled the most with the infamous split week on Bachelor in Paradise Season 8, even hilariously getting in the middle of the other women's conversations with the new men to vent about